So first reporter, please proceed.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir. So, I am Jean Ashley Soto from HM3D. Then, sa biological hazards po, ito yung usually na hindi natin nakikita pero it doesn't mean na hindi siya harmful. First of it is yung infections. Nakukuha siya sa cats na hindi nagagamot or natitreat correctly. Kaya nai-infect. So, familiar na tayo dito. Then, for the next one is bacteria. Ito yung either nasa surfaces or airborne na isa rin sa pinakadelikado dahil internal yung tama nito sa tao. Usually pag sa food. Then the next one is the viruses. It is normally transferred between people, including cold and flu, hepatitis, or HIV. For example, COVID, kaya po ngayon tayo nire-required mag-mask kasi madali siyang ma-transfer like kapag nagkaroon ng interaction, lalo kapag closed enough. Then the next one is food poisoning. Ito is unfortunately common in hotels and restaurants. Lalo kapag hindi proper yung hygiene ng nagpe-prepare o kaya nagkakos ng or dahil sa cross-contamination or dahil kapag madumi yung paligid. Then for the next one is the physical hazards. Ito yung isa sa mga nakakaapekto na nagko-cause ng injury or illness sa mga tao. Then first one is noise. Usually, nangyayari siya sa mga nightclubs. Siyempre dahil masyadong crowded yung paligid, then may music, iba-ibang ingay na rin yung maririnig natin. Then nagkakaroon din siya ng mga barrier. Then next one is lighting. Ito naman, common din siya. Siya yung nagke-create ng mood. Then, usually kapag low lighting, hindi rin siya goods kasi hindi naman magiging clear yung vision natin. Then, the next one is electrical. Dito yung mga sockets, cords, laying of extension and cords. Dito dapat hindi naman syempre lahat is magiging maayos, lalo kapag madalian, merong mga nakalaylay, ganun. Then, yung iba, hindi natin alam pwedeng pumutok pag nabasa or maputol. Then, next one is heat and cold. Normally, kitchen and nightclubs are locations of extreme heat, with guest rooms and fridges commonly cold. Dito naman, usually dito rin papasok ang temperature danger zone, lalo sa food. Then, the next one is dust. Ito kahit saan, hindi naman natin siya agad-agad maaalis, lalo yung mga maliliit na particles, pero gaya nung sa biological hazards lang, hindi porket hindi nakikita, it doesn't mean na hindi siya makaka-harm. Then, the next one is fire and explosion. Dito, common to sa kitchen. Bakit kamo sa kitchen? Kasi po doon may nagluluto, doon may stove, doon usually may fire. Then, kapag sa explosions naman, syempre yung sa gas or pwede rin siya sa laundry area dahil sa mga machines na pwede naman na hindi lang na-maintain or hindi nakita na may problema, then hindi agad na agapan. Then the next one is the equipment. Ito yung used in all locations. Ginagamit siya sa lahat, then dapat pa rin talaga na na-maintain siya para hindi siya mag-cause ng kahit anong problema. Then the next one is the working space. Sa working space naman, ito hindi naman natin siya maiiwasan lalo kapag maraming tao. In kitchen terms or in hospitality, lalo pag maraming tao, yung working space niya nagiging crowded. That's why hindi mo malalaman or hindi mo super ma-advance yung mangyayari kasi it might happen anytime. Then for ergonomics, next one. Ayan. Sa ergonomics, ano ba yung ergonomics? Since natakel ko siya in advance kay Sir Emerson po sa susunod na SEM nyo. Ito yung parang design of the workspace. Dito, sa ergonomics, ipapakita yung parang layout niya, floor plan ng isang workspace kung saan magiging mas accessible yung mga tao at naiiwasan nila yung injury or harm. Then, meron dito, under ergonomics, meron ditong tool design. This includes furniture such as tables and chairs. Dito yung pagkaka-layout ng mga gamit. Dapat maayos para hindi makasagi, or maging istorbo sa daanan. Then, the next one is the equipment design, which is wala dito sa PowerPoint. Yung design of equipment, including ovens, stoves, vacuum cleaners, dapat hindi siya nakaharang sa gitna kasi usually siya yung ginagamit. Pero, dapat nasa proper places sila para hindi rin maging istorbo yung mga gumagamit nito. Dapat maging out of way siya at the same time accessible siya sa mga users. Then the next one is job or task design. Lahat naman may iba't ibang trabaho and dapat yung worker dun sa place na yun is yun yung master niya or yun yung knowledge niya. For example, yung chef, dapat nasa kitchen siya. Then yung room attendant, usually nasa room siya and ginagawa nila yung trabaho nila para maging mas maayos and proper. Hindi ka pwedeng basta-basta mag-hire na kailangan mo lang ng tao, wala naman siyang knowledge, tuturuan mo lang. Unless meron siyang kahit paanong konting or willingness na pag-aralan yung bagay na yun. Then the next one is the workstation design. Ito naman nagre-relate siya sa work area na dapat magiging accessible din sa controls. For example, the proximity of other people, access to light, air, and ventilation. Then the next one is the manual handling. Sa manual handling po, i-explain to ng kasunod ko, but sa madaling salita, it can be explained as manpower, such as lifting, carrying, or pulling, pushing, or yung mga ginagawa ng tao na walang ibang gamit na equipments. Then, the last one is the occupational overuse syndrome. Injuries and strains that occur from continuing repeating the same activities. Usually, kapag po lumala ito yung nagiging fatigue or parang nagiging overuse, yun yung tamang word na nga. For example, typing. Hindi mo siya maiwasan kasi kung yun talaga yung trabaho mo, di ba? Pero it doesn't mean na ma-familiarize yung daliri mo, but it doesn't mean na hindi siya pwedeng manginig or sometimes lalo kung mababasa. Yun lang po. Thank you.
So, good day. I'm the reporter. My name is Alvis, and my topic is all about manual handling. So, what does it mean? Ano nga ba yung manual handling? It means, from the word itself, is the way on how you move things physically with or without mechanical aids. So, kung di kayo familiar sa word na mechanical aids, it is the object that reduces physical effort. Halimbawa, example, ito yung mga trolley, push carts, baskets, bags, something like that. And here's the manual handling activities. The first one is lifting. Basically means it is how you lift objects. Siyempre sa pagbubuhat ng object, hindi pwedeng basta-basta dyan. We should be always careful. Then the next one is carrying. It means this is how you carry things and put place to another place. And next one, the third one is pulling. Basically, it is how you pull the thing. And the last one, pushing. Basically means so on how you push things with safety. Next slide, please.
Psychological hazards. Specific meaning of psychological hazards. This is basically a causing stress to a worker or employee.
Psychological hazard. The first one is shift work. Shift work. This is the responsibility of a worker that take place 24 hours a day or 7 days a week. Ito nga schedule ng employee or worker. The next one is workload. It is the amount of work that need to be done by someone in any conditions. And the third one is stress is natural in all jobs. Usually, hindi lang siya sa trabaho o job. Basically, makukuha mo rin siya, for example, sa schoolworks, family problems, financial problems, something like that. And the next one is dealing with the public. It is how you interact with the customer and providing service. Syempre, when you're dealing with the public, you should always be kind to your words and do not be aggressive kapag nakikipag-usap ka sa mga customer or tao. And the next one is harassment. Harassment, this means ito yung mga unwanted behavior, yung mga hindi o salita na nakukuha mo sa mga tao. Then the next, discrimination. Basically means it is unfair treatment. Discrimination, usually parang normal na to sa trabaho, sa school. Talagang hindi patas ang mundo, depende na lang sa tao. Then the next one is threat of danger. In Tagalog, banta or pagbabanta to a person or things that is in danger that something unpleasant might happen. Then the last one, constant noise. This usually happens in a busy receptions like sa mga nightclubs, restaurants, kitchens, and even though sa mga laundries. And that's all my report.
Importance of physical workplace inspections. Workplace inspection discuss about employees' health and safety issues that identifies the workplace hazards, assess and control risks, ensure a safe and healthy working environment, and assist in complying with occupational health and safety legislation. Consultation between management and employee can only enhance health and safety performance. Inspection are generally carried out by management and health representatives or a health and safety committee members. And next is, why have physical inspections? This is for identification of health and safety hazards in the workplace. Inspections physically can identify for harmful events that may take place. So that's why regular inspection allows discussion on health and safety issues with management and employees in the workplace.
In addition sa importance of physical inspection.
So, may physical inspection para ma-identify yung health and safety hazards. Tapos, to also help to identify whether measures are in place. So, ginagawa yung physical inspection para makatulong din kung nasusunod ba ng ayos yung mga dapat na gawin according to occupational and safety hazards na pinapatupad dun sa isang working environment. It also allows discussion with employees on health and safety issues. Next is the type of inspection. So type of inspections can take various forms and usually classified according to the purpose of the inspection. Ito yung mga examples ng type of inspections. Within hazard inspections of the workplace, yun yung ginagawa frequently kapag para maiwasan yung mga hazards doon sa isang workplace. Routine inspection of particular activities, process, or areas. Ginagawa din to by departments para makaiwas doon sa maaaring risk or hazard na pwedeng mangyari doon by department. Specific inspection arising from complaints by employees. So yung mga complaints or mga accident reports na nangyayari during kapag may mga operation tayo sa working environment, doon din nagkakaroon ng inspection. Accident and incident investigations and follow-up inspections after implementing measures to improve health and safety. So, hindi lang tayo nagko-conduct na inspection, no? Nagpa-follow up din tayo kung para malaman kung nai-improve ba or nagagawa ng maayos yung mga occupational and safety precautions or inspection na dapat gawin dun sa working environment natin. Next is designing inspection. So, sa designing inspection, meron tayong 7 criteria para magawa yung inspection. Number 1 is the emphasis and scope of the inspections. Kung ano yung sakop ng inspection na gagawin doon sa isang working environment. How they are to be conducted, paano sila dapat ginagawa. How often they are to be carried out, kung gaano kadalas sila dapat gawin sa isang working environment. Who will be involved in the inspection? Sino yung mga dapat gumawa or sino yung mga taong kailangan gumawa ng inspection na to? Who is responsible for ensuring that the suggested improvements are taken into account? Sino yung mga reliable person na dapat nag-ensure ng mga improvement na kailangan gawin sa pag-inspection? What checks should be carried out to ensure the corrective action has been taken? So, kailangan dito ng checklist, no, para wala tayong makakalimutan during the inspection process. And lastly, how they are to be conducted, kung paano sila dapat na ginagawa. Next is the methods of inspection. So, sa methods of inspection, there are a number of ways to identify hazards, including observation, pag-observe sa working environment, as management and employees. Magagawa natin yung inspection by asking the management or yung mga nasa higher, nasa taas na mag-conduct ng inspection, and also yung mga staff or employees na kasama natin sa trabaho. as supplies, review incident and accident reports. Yun nga yung mga natatanggap na incident reports during the operation kapag may mga nangyayaring mga accidents. Check the first aid register, review statistics and data from similar workplace. So makakatulong din to, yun nga, yung nasabi kanina accident reports para malaman natin kung paano ba i-address yung mga nangyari ulit na hazards or risks dun sa workplace natin. Mas magkakaroon tayo ng idea and mas mabilis natin ma-resolve yung problem na yun. Kasi nga, meron na tayong data from yung dating mga past reports na meron tayo. As an expert outsider to help audit the workplace. Expert, including yung occupational and safety representatives na gagabay doon sa paggagawa ng inspection natin sa workplace, and also to talk to other people who work in your industry. Siyempre, mas reliable yung mga taong nakakasama natin or mga katrabaho natin na nag-work doon sa mismong workplace na gagawa natin ng inspection. Next one is the topic is what should be inspected. That would be talked by Ms. Donalyn Bernardo.
Thank you for that, Ms. Fajardo. So my topic is what should be inspected. So first, why is it important to have an inspection inside the workplace? First and foremost is to make sure that the task or work is done properly, to avoid any possible occurrence of problems gaya ng mga accidents, miscommunications, and other working-related issues, to ensure that the workers or employees are following the standard working procedures inside the workplace, and most importantly is to create a concrete plan or solution to those problems that happen or might happen or will happen. So inspection includes who, what, where, when, and how. You should pay extra close attention to such things as noise, lighting, temperature, vibrations, and ventilation, because those examples of elements will develop into unsafe or unhealthy conditions in life. So when deciding which aspects of workplace are priority areas for routine inspection, it is important to consider the following. So first is the existing and potential health and safety hazard with each workplace. Ano yung mga existing and potential health and safety hazards? And then, ito yung example niya is like yung mga wire or yung mga roof, kung ano yung pwedeng maging cause nila kapag halimbawa meron isang yung risk sa isang workplace. And then the types of processes, operation, and occupational present in the workplace, kung nagagawa ba ito ng maayos based on the hierarchy, yun yung mga gumagawa ng trabaho, yung sa operation and yung sa mga employee, and then any health and safety regulations, codes, or of practice or standard relating to particular hazards, occupation, industrial processes, and operation which apply to each workplace, and or arrangement kailangan or arrangement na kailangan gawin. So, kailangan make sure yon na magagawa ng maayos through inspections. The equipment, substances, or situation that have caused injury or disease in the past. So, kailangan maiwasan na yon kapag halimbawa nag-conduct na ng inspections, makakapag-create na ng alternative plan para kung sakali hindi na siya mangyayari sa mga susunod pa. And then, the need to follow up and monitor any changes which have been suggested or implemented during previous inspections. So during the discussions or the inspection, since nandun yung mga employee, kailangan din natin or kailangan din i-involve ang mga employee since sila yung mas nakakaalam nga sa mga nangyayari dun sa loob ng working area. Mas maganda din na makakapag-gain pa sila ng mga knowledge and information regarding the process of inspections. And then, so as we move forward, how are you going to start inspecting the workplace and what are you going to use to make it effective and efficient? So this is the checklist, yung sinasabi natin na inspection checklist, where is that the areas of routine have been established, simple questions or checklists which can be systematically completed during inspection should be prepared. So bago mo gawin ang isang inspection, kailangan naka-prepared na ang lahat ng checklist na gagamitin mo because checklist will save time and help ensure a thorough inspection is carried out. This is also a form that this is also can be a form the basis of comprehensive review of workplace practices on a regular basis. It will also vary according to the workplace environment. The types of hazards present will determine the areas covered in a checklist. Some of the areas to cover are the following. So dito is yung example niya, yung mga manual handling hazards, housekeeping. Sa housekeeping, the examples are yung floors, workbenches, ladders, and walkways. Machinery, which are the machines and moving parts. Waste disposal, noise levels. Working at height, these are the roofing, construction areas, and demolition. Next is the chemical hazards. The examples are fumes, gases, storage, labeling, handling, and material safety data sheets, personal protective clothing and equipment, the electrical safety, fire safety, which are the firefighting equipments, like for example, yung mga fire extinguisher, access and exits, alarm systems, instructions of employees. So kailangan nasa checklist yon kung okay ba sila, accessible ba, kung may problema, at least may improve nila and magagawa ng solution. Then, first aid provision. Because each workplace is different, it is important to develop checklists which match the actual design and processes of the workplace. So, syempre, may mga specific checklist na gagamitin ka, depends on the inspections na gagawin. So, kailangan accurate yung checklist kung para dito sa machine na to, yun din yung dapat na checklist ang gagamitin mo. Kung para dito sa station na to, ganun din yung checklist na gagamitin mo. So para maging maganda yung flow ng iyong inspections and maging effective ito na as a report. Kasi gagamitin mong report yon or doon kayo magbe-base kung saan kayo titingnan ng mga kung ano yung mga makikita nyong possible problems or yung mga kailangan nyo pang i-improve. Some common questions that managers should ask themselves include, do you have any checklists in your work area? Are these checklists performed on a daily basis or a quarterly basis? What are the main purposes they serve? So yun, kailangan meron kang checklist kung saan ang iyong area, kung ano ang specific na workplace mo. Kasi like for example, manghihingi ang manager or supervisor ng report. So may bibigay kang checklist and doon siya magbe-base. And then kailangan nagagamit or nape-perform ng maayos sa daily basis yung checklist. Like for example, kailangan yung mag-perform ng inspection sa morning or night, monthly or quarterly basis. And then what are the main purposes they serve? Syempre importante ang checklist para magkaroon kayo ng mga records and everything will follow kapag kinailangan nyo siya. So may present kayong copy. So the frequency of inspections, which are, it is a routine hazard inspections of workplace activities should occur regularly, but their frequency will depend on the nature and circumstances of each workplace in workplaces that do not change much. Inspections may be organized less frequently than in those where change is part of the daily operation. So, hindi ko na pahahabain to. So, ang frequent inspection is important to help prevent incidents, injuries, and illness. So, through a critical examination of workplace, ang makakapagbigay nito ng maayos na inspections ay yung mga health and safety committees and yung mga nagkakandak and nagre-report and monitor sa inspections na yon. And then, inspections help to identify and records hazard for corrective actions. So, that would be all for my report. We'll proceed to another reporter. Next, please.
So I'm the next reporter again. 3.2, encouraging staff to report workplace hazard and risk. So next slide, please. So encouraging staff. Here's the 3 examples on how you encourage staff to report workplace hazards and risk. The first one is remind staff. Uh, you should always remind staff if there's something happened, or you should always remind them to be careful when working or when in the workplace. The next one is ask staff. You should always ask the staff if there's something happened in the workplace or during the end of the work. And the last one is thank and reward staff. You should always be thankful to the staff and always give them a little reward, like simple act of kind, simple kind of act. And I think yun, pwede na yun sa reward sa staff. And Rex.
I am John Luis Tialiling and I will be reporting types of internal records. Types of internal records. Each organization will have endless records that help to identify risks and hazards to the department. Each type of record will contain information which may be helpful, and some of these internal records may include customer feedback forms, employee medical records, health monitoring results, risk assessment reports, training register records, and many more. In a perfect world, all records relating to health safety and security will be nicely and conveniently stored in a location. However, in reality, this is not often the, the case. The best starting point for accessing information is through the Health and Safety Committee. Next is internal reviews. Whilst collecting and analyzing records provide valuable information, it can sometimes leave questions unanswered. In addition, records may be outdated and missing. It is worthwhile speaking with the Health and Safety Committee or gather general information and department managers to gather information specific to their department. And there are many reasons why conducting personal interviews with people is extremely beneficial. They can clear any issues or question resulting from the collection of the records. They can provide a clear and concise answer. It is quicker and easier to gather both general and specific information. And they can provide updated information as some records may be from a long time ago. They can provide background reasoning or explanation for past risk and hazard and why certain approaches were taken. There are more approaches you can use to gather information relating to causes or solutions to control risks and hazards. The more effective your approach will be to controlling them in the future. Thank you. Next reporter, please.
Addressing risk identification at planning and purchasing stage. First, addressing risk when planning. Una is yung job description of staff. This provides the most fruitful information regarding what different positions need to do towards the overall activities. By looking through the duties and responsibilities, you are able to see what risk and hazard may present themselves. Example, halimbawa sa isang rest operation, nilagay ka nung manager mo or supervisor sa role na hindi mo naman alam. Wala kang kakapatan na magreklamo at tumanggi dahil sa hindi mo alam yung gagawin mo. Kasi may process naman yun, kaya nga may practice, food tasting, and simulation. Sunod is SOPs and other policies and procedures. This will give an insight to what and how activities to be undertaken. And yung dito naman sa SOPs and other policies and procedures, dito naman pumapasok yung practicean mo yung tasting and yung mga idea na natutunan mo at natutunan mo at hindi ka na at may apply mo na sa trabaho at hindi ka na mangangapa dun sa role na ibinigay sa'yo. Sunod is historical information. If a planned activity has taken place before, it is worthwhile understanding that risks were present and how they were handled. Information, yung lahat role na ibinigay sa'yo at natutunan mo dun sa food tasting at simulation, is malalaman mo na siya na kung paano siya i-handle para makaiwas ka sa mga pagkakamali. Sunod is yung addressing risk when purchasing. First is yung furniture. Commonly refers to items in the room that are movable, including tables and chairs. Ito yung mga gamit na kailangan unang i-check sa isang operation. Sunod is yung pictures. Refer to items that are attached, including heaters, air conditions, and lights. At lagi mo rin i-check yon, yung heaters and air conditioners and lights. Sunod is yung fittings. Refers to taps, pipes, and electrical aspect of a public space. Next is yung equipment. This include both electrical and manually operated items. Yung sa electrical is yung tawag dito, gas, kalan, mga ganon, baso, kutsaka, tinidor, doon sa equipment. Sunod is yung chemicals. Cleaning agents used to clean physical items. Magkakaiba yung panglinis sa plato, panglinis sa floor, tsaka sa lamesa. Sunod is yung uniforms. Ayun yung sinusuot ng mga staff tsaka ng personal protective equipment. Sunod is yung supplies, stationery and food, to name a few. Yun lang. Next reporter is
The topic I will talk about is the monitor industry source of workplace hazard and risk. Most workplace hazard and risks are not unique or isolated to one specific property. Due to location or nature of the business's activities, the problems affecting one business are likely to affecting others. First, next. Source of hazard and risk information. First is partner hotel and properties. The properties within a chain will most likely have the same problems due to the nature of establishing identical and consistent service. Young partner hotels and properties is it's all about talking about in if ever na meron kang kasame na properties, syempre gusto mo malaman yung kung paano niya na-build yung ganong company niya or yung hotel niya. Kung gusto mong magpatayo ng doon din sa lugar na yon. Kasi pag once gusto mo magpatayo ng ganun same na business, magre-risk ka kung gusto mo, magre-risk ka doon sa negosyo na yon. At gusto mo alamin kung kung maganda ba doon sa property na yon, magpatayo. Next is competitors. Most hotels share information within competitors. This may be valuable source of identifying risk and hazard that are specific to a region. Yan naman po is yung competitors. pumapasok naman po diyan is marami kang makakalaban pag once magpapatayo ka ng isang business or isang establishment na ikaw mismo magtatayo. Then kailangan mo din na may mga connection doon sa part na yon. And meron din betrayal sa lugar na yun once magpatagal ng business. At doon na pumapasok yung competitors. Next is local government. They may provide information that affects all businesses, not just hospitality based. In local government, gusto mo malaman dun diyan naman po ay pumapasok dun yung gusto mo malaman yun doon sa lugar na yun from government. Kung healthy or good environment doon sa lugar na yun bago ka magpatayo ng business mo or any establishment na gusto mong ipatayo doon sa lugar na yun. Next is industry association. They will be able to provide the valuable information regarding the industry on a regional and national international level internet. Ayan naman po sa part na yan is yung alamin mo doon sa part na kung gusto mo malaman doon, may pagkuhanan ka doon sa ibang lugar o sa ibang bansa sa information na gusto mong kunin, doon pumapasok yung source na resources doon sa lugar na yon at gusto mo malaman kung maganda ba doon sa lugar na yon. Next is website and that can be explored. Doon naman sa website, many apps na gusto mo malaman madaling malaman doon sa website na yon. But like for example, naggagamit ka ng apps ng Waze. If ever doon may makikita ka na doon sa lugar na yon kung madali lang siya or accessible doon sa regional na yon. Next is industry of publication. That industry naman is nakapaloob naman doon sa industry na yon kung madaming nakakaalam doon sa industry na yun sa lugar na pagtatayo mo doon. For example, na kung ano yung patok doon sa pagtatayo mo, doon mo dapat malaman kung maganda ba or hindi sa pagtatayo mong establishment or ng business mo. Next is newspaper. Newspaper is doon mo maipapahayag, doon mo malalaman kung meron bang mga nangyayari doon sa lugar na yon or mga insidente na dapat palang iwasan or hindi, at saka yung mga about doon sa lugar nila. Yun yung maganda din doon sa newspaper na advantage niya. Next is areas of hazard and risk information. Areas is which you may wish to research include but are not limited. Like for example, the managing safety in your workplace, hazard management, health and safety responsibilities, rules and function, first aid and workplace, training information, hazardous substance, and plant hazard management. Dito naman naka-include na ba to is yung mga hindi limitadong mga gagawin mo sa part na iyon, dun sa mga area o information na gusto mong malaman, like yung hazardous substance, doon mo naman maipapasok yung topic na kailangan mong ingatan sa sarili mo or dun sa gusto mong malaman na ma-research mo doon sa topic na hinahanap mo. Next is identify those to be involved in assessment. Next, please. Activities after inspection task. The inspection checklist should be indicate the problems areas, the actions required to address those problems. The timetable for the actions required to address and who will be responsible for taking that action. Some workplace hazard will be delayed with immediately. Others will involve the several stage from identification and assessment of the risk to making healthy and safety improvement at
My name is Sarina Rizado. I will report what is a risk assessment and who is involved in a risk assessment. First, what is risk assessment? Ito yung way of determining risk and danger in workplaces. And ito yung risk assessment na nag-include to analyzing the possible hazard na mangyayari within that workplace. And magpo-finding siya ng solution in a safe manner. Tsaka ito yung mag-a-avoid o avoiding injury or accident to an individuals or kung sino nung may expose dun sa workplace na yun. And makaka-avoid din siya ng property damage. And ito yung if the hazard cannot be avoided in a safe way, then yung risk assessment will say that the activity should not be carried out. Then, why do you have risk assessment? Ito yung further explanation pa. They are needed to assess any danger that people could be put in when they are in the workplace. And ito yung risk assessment na kailangan din natin so that the risk of danger happening within the workplace is reduced and eliminate. Tsaka ito din yung makakatulong na maset ng guidelines to ano dapat natin gawin at hindi dapat natin gawin dun sa workplace na yun. Tsaka ano ba yung nako-cover ng risk assessment? Yung nako-cover nito nung must include the possible dangers na pwede mangyari doon sa workplace. Tsaka may include dito ng guidelines for protecting people. Tsaka before nung risk assessment is produce the difference nung between sa a risk and a hazard. Sama na din natin yung accident. Nung hazard, ito yung anything that can cause harm or potentially to cause harm. Then nung risk naman, the likelihood that damage, loss, or injury will be caused by a hazard. Or ito yung the hazard will cause harm to someone. Then yung accident, ito yung unplanned and unexpected event that results in personal injury or property damage. Tsaka, explain ko din kung paano nag-work ng risk assessment. Meron siyang 5-step na recommended guidelines. Yung first kasi nung identifying the hazard. Ito yung within the workplace, there will be many possible hazard. Madaming pwede mangyari doon sa workplace na yon na need to be quickly identified before they can cause harm to anyone. Then, second is, kailangan natin mag-decide who might be harmed and how. Kasi kailangan natin pag-isipan ng mga possible health risks or injury na that could be caused to individual or dun sa may exposed. Then, isipin din natin ng mga new worker or new worker that work within that workplace. Na, syempre, bago sila, as they may not know the way the equipment works. Then, it needs to be taken into account about how the workplace activities can affect the public. Then, step 3, mag-evaluate tayo ng risk and decide on the precaution. Na after natin may spot ng hazard, dapat mag-decide agad tayo. Decide on the action that will need to be taken. Or, when this has been done, we need to do anything reasonable na practical na mag-eliminate the risk of the hazard na mangyayari. Then, number 4 is magre-record tayo ng finding and record your finding and put them into place. Like, once na nahanap na natin yung result, are recover for the risk assessment, then nung all staff or employee sa workplace, dapat ma-inform, should be informed. Para aware sila. Then, when mag-write down tayo ng risk assessment result, it needs to be keep simple and understandable. And risk assessment ay hindi naman siya kailangan na to be perfect eh. But it needs to show that an inspection has been carried out correctly. Na parang yung precaution are reasonable leaving the risk of minimum. Then, lastly na step is nung review natin yung risk assessment. Like, ma-make sure natin that the risk assessment is correct. And nung all hazard has been covered and included. Na ma-make sure natin nung people, nung employees, nung may expose dun sa workplace na yon are safe to work within that workplace. Tsaka, nung lastly ay kailangan yung risk assessment should be carried out ng mas maaga para ma-minimize natin yung risk within that workplace. Next, I will report is who is involved in a risk assessment. First, yung general manager. Ito nung may or not be involved daw sa process. Pero, importante siya to recognize their input. Kasi sila nung normally approve any final decision to be made and any related din sila sa expenses. Then, yung health and safety committee. Ito yung responsible for health and safety ng organization. And responsible din sila for implementation. Department or outlet managers. Ito yung responsible for the outlet and the effect on the staff and customers. Key department line staff. Ito yung good to involve staff na directly impact by the hazard for their input. Any other person who conducted the workplace inspection. Sila ng person knowledge of hazard identified and nagpo-provide sila ng further information and explanation. Then external expert and consultants. Sila nung have solution to controlling hazard and their risk. Sila ng mga involved sa risk na may mga different reason. Once the correct people have been identified to participate in the assessment process, they should be notified accordingly. Let me end by saying we, Group 4, appreciate you all this morning. And that brings us to the end. We like to thank you for your attention today. Hope you all learned something from our group presentation.